It's not for the weak, girls, if I'm honest. It was hard.
But
I don't know if I'd recommend it.
why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
It's not like just having sex with someone.
yeah. Just one in, one out. Like, it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
It's
Sorry.
okay. It's okay. Just take
Yeah,
your
1
time.
minute.
Yeah, that's okay.
This is Lily Phillips, and a few weeks ago, she announced that she wanted to sleep with 1,000 guys in 24 hours. And as part of her training, she slept with 100 guys in one day. And this was the result. And all I can say is, what do you think was going to happen? It almost makes me think this whole thing is just one big grift, and now she gets to monetize it on both ends by pretending to be the victim. Well, sorry Lily, it's hard to buy it when you set up this whole thing. You set up this challenge. You lined up those guys. They didn't come out of nowhere. So you don't now get to play the victim and pretend to cry when you basically just let yourself be some masturbatory device. This is something you chose basically as soon as you could. You're 22 and know exactly what you're doing, so those crocodile tears aren't going to fool many people, especially when this is your big thing you want to be remembered for. The only real victims in this are me and people like me, because now we're going to see all these clips and articles painting you as a victim, when really it's just a hoe mad about how she treated like a hoe, especially when she tried to make a spectacle of it. No one's forcing her to do this, and she could stop at any time, so I don't get why I see all these comments of people saying she's a victim when she's doing this all herself. You can't be a victim on something you're doing, and you can stop at any point, which is why I think this is one big grift or show, just to drum up more attention to it. The only really interesting thing I think she said in that clip was, I kinda now feel like I'm being a prostitute, and it just really shows the disconnect these women have to what they're doing, that only now that she had lines of dudes outside her door, now is the only time she feels like a prostitute. Like, what did you think you were doing the whole time? It's like their idea of prostitutes are from like the 50s, and unless she's walking the streets, then it doesn't count. And that's just not a her thing. A lot of these OF girls think the same thing, because it's in the digital realm and there's no real physical touch, that it's somehow different. That's why they think it's weird when guys won't date them because they had an OF, because they're just so disconnected from what they're doing. The same logic is applied when they do certain bedroom activities, but still say they're a virgin. I don't know what fairy tale stories they've been reading that they think they can have it all. This issue is pretty black and white for most guys, and you're either on this side or that. There's no riding the fence. These women really need to wake up. Most of the time, especially these OnlyFans ones, aren't victims. This is the profession you chose. So don't be coming on here doing 40-minute victim mentality documentaries when you're the one that set this whole thing up, quite literally timed it to the minute, but then come on here telling us how bad it makes you feel. When honestly, the only bad thing I think you're feeling is that you have to take 100+ slongs for that bit of attention, where we have other girls like Sophie Rain making $43 million for a quarter of that effort.